Salut! Welcome to ETC 11 with Mr. Glista, and this time we're going to do something very different and run through my Reverb app history. So yes, I'm just going to play on my phone for about 10 minutes and run through everything I have ever purchased on Reverb. Now you might be like, what the heck is Reverb? It's basically eBay for musicians specifically. All kinds of gear, instruments, you name it, whether you're a guitarist, a keyboardist, a bass player, singer. So I'm going through my purchases all the way back to the beginning. I'm just going to real quickly fly through. Were these good purchases? Did I like the thing? Did I keep it? Because I bought some interesting stuff over the years. It goes back to 2017. First thing I bought on Reverb was a German-made maple and ebony 6-string banjo guitar banjitar bridge. So, if you've never heard of a banjitar, they're actually really cool. It's like a banjo type instrument, but with 6 strings like a guitar, and the same tuning and the same neck and everything. So if you play guitar, you can play a banjitar. But yeah, this was to fix a banjitar of my friend's now wife. And I think I succeeded. But I bought it again later or something similar. I think maybe I bought the wrong size. BBE Sonic Stomp. This I believe I gave to my little brother, and it's an interesting pedal in the sense that it's like an EQ, but it works a little differently. It's like a 2-band EQ. I usually would turn the low contour up a tiny bit and process up a tiny bit, and a lot of people would recommend putting this in the effects loop of your tube amp, and it apparently will clean up any kind of out of phase frequencies, and it gives you like a very clean, clear sound to your amp. So if you don't play with a lot of distortion and stuff, it really shines through. And even if you do, I think it just adds a lot of like, it takes the mud out, if that makes any sense. There's a lot of demonstrations. So what did I pay? $40 total, and the current value is $54 to $67. Not bad. Huh. Boss GT1. Oh, this thing. I have a love-hate relationship with it because I've used it a lot. I used it on my Sunspots tour last year extensively. This was like my go-to pedal for all my dialed-in effects. And it is a really sturdy little unit. I mean, it gets made fun of for being like a toy and not a guitar pedal, but my God, it's really good. Some of these cheaper digital ones, they do have a bit of like sound quality degradation. You're not going to get the same output as you would from like a analog circuit guitar pedal, a boutique pedal that has like really good true bypass and doesn't color your sound in a negative way. This one has a lot of versatility, but I don't record with it for that exact reason. There is like a little bit of noticeable, it's like a bit crushing. You don't have the same like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's not enough to notice in a live setting per se. You can get some really cool effects dialed in and save yourself a lot of money instead of buying a bunch of individual pedals, lining them up on some crazy board. Multi-effects units are really good, and this is a very affordable, gig-proven one. I've had zero problems with it. It takes batteries well. It's a great pedal. So what did I buy it for? Oh, 150 straight up, and it's 114 to 130 current. Hey, holds its value. I'd check them out. They're really good. Oh, my first of a couple Blackstar HT20Rs Mark II 20-watt tube amp. I love these amplifiers a lot. The HT20 is a fantastic amp. And it's not just because it's a great tube amp, but because it's a modern tube amp with the bells and whistles that I care about. And you can kind of see it here. I hate miking my amp for recording. I don't really subscribe to the school of like, oh, you have to get the air between and like it matters where the mic placement is on the amplifier, and Sure, it does, but like, do you even know exactly what you're going for and exactly what different positions yield? In this digital age, like, really an amp sim is fine for me, and it's so much nicer being able to play the song in the room while I'm recording instead of having to wear headphones and record the whole time. I could just play it in the room, record the sound out of my XLR output, and that's what I prefer. So, really cool amp for that reason. I paid $444 total. Current value $328 to $400. That is very fair. I guess it's an older model. They have like a Mark III now potentially, but Mark II is fantastic. Highly recommend that amp. Oh, my little Tres Cubano. This was it's certainly an impulse buy, sight unseen, with two really bad photos, and I just kind of on a whim purchased it. And this is a really cool instrument, truly one of a kind. I've never seen an electric Tres Cubano, so this might truly be the only one in the world, or only one that lives on the internet that people know about. There's got to be some Cuban dude in Cuba or in Miami. These have to exist. This one was from Oregon, of all places. I paid $425, and notice there's no recommended price because these like don't exist. Oh, I gotta see who made it. Alright, description. This is a sweet Cuban Tres custom made from a Fender Squier Mini Stratocaster by B. Matthews. Maybe I'll have to go down a rabbit hole figuring out who B. Matthews is, because I love this thing. Alright, moving on. We got the Dario Micro Headstock Tuner 2-pack. I love these. I still use these to this day. I think these are the best clip-on tuners. They're so discreet, you can't see them on your guitar. They're very accurate, full color. The Dario, I think, is a great company. Pig Hog. Oh, I just bought some more of these. Pig Hog XLR cables are very, very good. Oh, there's a price drop on them? I might add some more to my cart now, but yeah, Pig Hog. Excellent, reliable company. Grover Ultra Capo, world's first offset capo. I hated this thing. I hated this thing so much. I'll show you why. So Grover is another great music company. Their tuners are world renowned. If you have a Gibson, the best way to upgrade is with Grover tuners, in my opinion. So this novel design here, let me zoom in on it better, is that they put like an extra, here we go. Offset design allows extra room between thumb and capo. So apparently they add this extra little chunk to it to give your thumb more room. I think it's the worst design ever. It's like cool in theory, cool on paper, but I hated the way it felt. I think I literally threw this in the garbage. So get a Kaiser capo instead. Kaiser quick change capo is the best. The Dario Classic Series instrument cable, 15 feet. I love these. I have a lot of these. I think you'll see them come up frequently. The Dario cables are different from others in my experience because they're not rigid. Like, do I have one here? Yeah, I do. Alright, it's hard to explain without actually like having one in my hands, but they're just man, most guitar cables are like very, very rigid. These, I don't know, excuse my coffee burp. These are like it feels very like lightweight. Not that they're not durable, they're really, really durable, but they're just so much I don't know how to explain it. I hate when a guitar cable feels like a rope and it's really rigid, which is ironic because this is the opposite to prove my point. And I guess I can't even describe this, or you can't even really see it, but like when I move my hand, it's like a really delayed reaction, and it's like doesn't sway. The other one, it feels like a wave. I don't know how to explain it. Best cables, the Dario. Blackstar HD2, another one, and this is my blue boy. I love this one. This was my go-to amp on tour, sunspotting. And I can't say enough good things about it. I will be repeating myself, but let's talk about the front instead of the output. You've got clean with a volume and a tone and a voice button. The voice button is like a treble boost, or like for solos, you can kick on the voice. The overdrive section has gain and volume, and then you have a bunch of equalization options. It is bass, middle, treble, and ISF. ISF, I forget what it even stands for. International something frequency. That's close enough. But yeah, it's like one side is American amp and one side is British amp. I don't know. I think I tilt mine slight British. Yeah, I love this amp because it matches my walls in my studio, my blue studio. So yeah, get yourself an HT20R, and there's this surf green color. I don't know exactly what it's called, but oh my god, I'm coveting it so hard because I have so many like turquoise things in my house and turquoise musical gear that, yeah, maybe that'll be my next one. But yeah, I bought this for $539.99 total, and currently going for almost $500. Not bad, not bad. Oh, this is the worst guitar cable I ever owned. Vox VCC Vin. Oh my god, how much did I pay for it? Oh, thank god, not as much as it is now. I paid $37.79. This thing was barely worth 20 bucks. So it's one of these telephone cord cables that's like real tightly wound. Yeah, I thought that was cool, except it's like so heavy and so difficult to transport. You drag it across the ground as you're like moving yourself in the room, and you're knocking over things in the process because it's such a bulky cable. This Vox sticker on there, yeah, it's not even part of it. That sticker peeled off in a couple days. I don't know, this funky design. It came with a little workout bag for some reason. This is the worst cable ever. Don't buy Vox cables of this design, at least this 1/4 inch. It sounded bad. I think it was like faulty. The sticker came off. It felt terrible. Highly do not recommend. PRS SE Kingfisher bass. I wanted to like this bass so much. I really, really wanted to like it, but yeah. The pickups were just oh man, the hardware was fantastic. These Hipshot tuners, these are really, really good. It felt great. It held its tuning well. It just felt sturdy. And a big heavy bass, you want it to feel sturdy. You want to feel like this thing's not going out of tune. This thing is intonated well, balanced well, so the headstock's not like diving. God, the wood was really pretty. As you could see, the strings just went right through the body before getting clamped on the Hipshot bridge. It had a Hipshot bridge and Hipshot tuners. The hardware was A+. I mean, if I was going to get like a custom bass, I think I'd put Hipshot hardware on it. It felt that good. But the pickups, man, I want to say this is the second PRS bass I've owned. The first one had single coil pickups, for what that's worth. It was a Kestrel, PRS Kestrel, and it was just too noisy. Couldn't record with it, couldn't play live with it. Very noisy bass, and it was full size, and I don't like full size basses. As a guitarist, I'm just used to that, like, spacing, and a full size bass is a chore to play. So short scale basses are where it's at. So yeah, man, it's a great bass except the pickups. Even this one, the humbuckers were very loud, and I mean loud like low noise floor, not loud like in a good way. What did I pay for this? $5.94. Ooh, I could have made a little profit if I'd kept it, but I resold it. Good stuff. Kaiser. Okay, if you're gonna get a capo, and I highly recommend every guitarist has a capo, you want it to be a Kaiser capo. I especially recommend if you play electric guitar, a quick change low tension capo. Low tension being the key, or sometimes they call them electric capos, because the acoustic versions have a bigger spring, and the bigger spring clamps down on the fretboard so hard it will actually bend you sharp. So if you want to stay in tune, get a lighter capo. Now you also don't want the flip side. If you were to put this low tension capo on like a 12-string guitar, that's not enough tension to push all 12 strings down against that fret and get a nice balanced, even in tune sound. You might have some dead strings that aren't vibrating. But for electric guitar and even normal 6-string acoustic, I think a low tension capo is the way to go. I can never get enough of those. Keeley compressors I have an obsession with. I think I own 6 of them. They're really good. But the Keeley bassist specifically gives you a little more control for bass, and it does not do the typical low cut that Keeley compressors do for guitar, because you don't want to cut the lows out of a bass. You want to keep the bass. That's the point. But very, very good pedal. I have my brother record with this all the time. Current value 134 to 153. What did I pay? 160.16. I would pay that again too if I needed another one. Keeley compressor plus. Oh, this was this cool Waves edition. I love these Keeley compressors. They just are the... Everybody jokes as they're like a make you sound better automatically pedal. This is as close as it gets. Some people complain, oh, it colors your tone. Look, if you don't like what it does to your tone stunk in the first place, in my opinion. So get yourself a Keeley compressor. Or get yourself 15 like I practically own. That was a very good purchase. Line 6 DL4. I'm pretty sure my friend Pat is currently borrowing this one. Yep, because this one actually came with all the bells and whistles. I bought this when my first unit went dead, I believe. And this was my B unit, my first unit that I've had since, oh my god, like sophomore year of college or before. Oh, but this pedal, I'm able to play how I play because of this pedal single-handedly. The Line 6 DL4 looper, if you want to really improve your intuition with soloing and capture your ideas on the spot if you're writing music, Line 6 DL4. Wonderful pedal. Marion Sounds Laser Phaser. This one I bought because it was locally made in Bartlett, and I thought that was crazy. It was really cool. There's only 2 of them apparently. But this little guy belongs to my uncle now. I gave it to him for Christmas. It's really cool. The vibe mode, or the 45-degree phase, or the 90-degree phase. Oh, and then that knob is a speed knob to set like the speed of the phaser. And you know, it's one of those pedals that, oh, that's a different one. It's 45 on top, 5 in the middle. I don't know how many were ever made. Might just be these 2, but it was one of those phaser pedals, kind of like the Script Phase 90, that you could put in any position, any setting, and it sounds really cool, I think. Like usable tones. Maybe not what you're going for in that particular song setting, but very cool, versatile phaser. And they are very unique. Not many. PRS CE24 Semi-Hollow Reclaimed Limited Pejobajosa Brazilian Wood. This was one of the most beautiful instruments I've ever owned. The wood was gorgeous, and I just don't like the PRS CE24. I've only said this to friends so far, but I think it's a fundamentally flawed guitar model. Or mine, this one was just a lemon. I thought it was set up as well as it could be. The truss had a little bit of relief, so it's not like it was, you know, no dead notes. But when you get up towards the 22nd through 24th frets on this thing, the string would touch the pickups, and I could not figure out how to fix this. There was like no level of adjustment where I could screw the pickups in any farther so that they wouldn't hit or it would clear. Yeah, so it just ticked me off so much that I ended up selling it. So watch out if you're looking at a PRS CE24. It's different than my go-to custom 24 because it is a bolt-on neck, kind of like a Fender style guitar. My guitar has a set neck, so the wood is glued into the body. It's just one piece. You can't detach them. This one you can actually unscrew the neck. I don't know if that's the reason why. I think Paul Reed Smith is like one of the highest quality mass-produced instrument builders, but yeah, I don't know what it is with the CE24. If this was just a bad guitar in particular, or the model is fundamentally flawed. I would find the latter hard to believe, considering PRS quality, but yeah, be wary of CE24. Try them out before you buy. Those core pickups though, man, that guitar made me fall in love with the PRS Core 8515 pickups. They sound unbelievable. Questlove Pocket Kit. I still have this in my basement, and it is a baby drum set. But man, if you don't actually know how to play drums, like me, it's pretty fun. It's real little. There's only so many things to hit and kick, and it sounds pretty darn good for its size. It's nice and quiet, so I can keep it in my basement of my townhouse, and I'm not pissing off my neighbors. All I did was throw a little microfiber towel over the snare to kind of dampen it. It gives it that nice dead sound, and yeah, I'm very happy with it. I think it's a cool kit. What did I pay? I paid $304.57. It's now going $319.64, so it's actually appreciated, but I ain't selling mine. I love that thing. Mighty Mite Strat Knobs. I think these were bad. They were like not really how they looked on the picture, and you can even kind of see in the picture like that 7 looks crummy. Yeah, I think I threw these. These actually look better in this photo than what I received. What I received was like real shoddy. So think twice about Mighty Mite. I think I got some new ones from a local shop, and they were much nicer.